McCarty. I was a member of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. As you see, I'm representing Fred Hampton. If you don't know about Fred, you need to learn something. I'll tell you a little bit about him. I am a professional storyteller. I run my mouth for a living. I'm going to share some of what I do with you. But before I begin, I'm going to do something that I love to do. And one of the things I love to do is give away books. So, I'm going to do what I call a raise your hand question. I'm going to ask a question. If you know the answer, do not yell it out. Raise your hand. If I call on you, you answer correctly, you get the book that's in my hand. I'm not showing it to you for a reason. March 8th, Monday, 1971. Two things happened that night. Can anybody tell me one of the two things that happened March 8th, 1971? Yeah. No. It had nothing to do with Fred Hampton. No. Yes. The break-in. That's it, the break-in. This is your book when you come down.
You want me to get it for you, yes?
The burglary. I'll talk about that if I have the time. All right. Okay, I know who I'm going to give this one to. Okay, here we go. One of the powers of storytelling is sharing stories of the past, sharing stories of our lives. So I'm going to do a combination. I'm going to do some folk tales and some historical stuff about the Illinois chapter. But first, I've got to start with this particular folk tale. How many of you have ever heard of a character named High John the Conqueror? Only a few of y'all, not enough. So here I am to educate you. They used to say of High John, he wouldn't pick cotton, he wouldn't bale hay, he wouldn't take a beating, but he wouldn't run away. You see, John was a trickster character, and he was usually tricking old master. And this is one of my favorite, this is my favorite High John story, High John and the Christmas Turkey. It was day before Christmas, and every year Christmas, John had a task to prepare the Christmas turkey for old master and his family. Now you can be sure that most of that turkey found its way into John's belly. Old master and his family, they be eating possum. Well, master got tired of getting tricked by John, so he decided to play a trick on him. So he called it to him that day before and said, John, yes, sir, master, you gonna prepare that Christmas turkey? Oh, yeah, master, I'm gonna prepare that turkey. Well, John, we gonna do something different this year. Whatever you do to that turkey, we gonna do to you. Uh-oh, he thought. If I chop off that turkey's head, ultimate haircut. If I pull them feathers, they'll skin me alive. But John was quick of wit and came up with a plan. Christmas morning, old master and his family, they all in on this joke on John. They all sitting on the porch. Here comes John down the road with that turkey, feathers and head intact. Master said, John, yes, sir, master. Remember what I told you? Yes, sir, master. Let me see if I got this here right. Whatever I do to this here turkey, y'all, all y'all, gonna do to me. That's right, John. What you gonna do? A master will show you. He picked that turkey up, set that turkey up on the porch, grabbed that turkey by the tail feathers, raised those tail feathers up and kissed it smack dab in the ass. Then he turned around and said, y'all take your time now. I ain't going nowhere. And that's the end of that. Now, story two. I'm going to try to get in 3 or 4 in my little time. How many of you know about the Rainbow Coalition? And I did brother, he said, how many of y'all think Jesse Jackson started the Rainbow Coalition? Okay, I got an educated crowd here. Very good. How many of you have seen American Revolution 2? Oh, definitely time to educate you. If you ain't seen it, you can see it on YouTube, American Revolution 2. American Revolution 2, this is the stories from that. The Rainbow Coalition was instigated by Fred Hampton, the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. There was a group up in Uptown called the Young Patriots. Hillbillies, poor white folks, wore black berets with little Confederate flags on them. And Fred sent Bob and Hank Gaddis there to talk to the young patriots about why they should be working together with the Black Panther Party. Did you hear what I said? All these poor white folks are sitting there listening to the Bible. They talking about, y'all dealing with substandard housing, so are we. Y'all dealing with roaches, so are we. We should be working together. Now, what I'm about to tell you is my version of what happened, because I'm a storyteller. My version is much better than reality. At the end of the meeting, the director said to one of those older hillbillies, said, hey, what do you think about what these Panthers said about working together? And he said, well, if them Black Panthers are going to support us, I guess we should support them Black Panthers. Now let me tell you what's not in the movie. A week later, Bob Lee was up there in Uptown organizing. He was by himself. Hank wasn't with him. He was by himself, and the police stopped him. They knew who he was. They handcuffed him, put him in the back of the police car to take him to do who knows what. And some of those people from that meeting saw him getting arrested, and they put out the word. The young patriots, those southern white folks, came and surrounded that police car and made them let Bob Lee go. Do you hear what I'm saying? That is the power of coming together. That is the power of coming together. Now, this next one I'm going to tell, because my daughter's here. She's sort of shy. She got some of my blood. She ain't real shy. She a little shy. Now, my daughter has she calls them her surrogate kids, and she hangs with them. She's known them all their lives. She takes them to cultural events. About 4 years ago, the oldest was a sophomore in high school. It was Black History Month, and a variety of students had been assigned different subjects to do a report on. These two young white boys had been assigned the Black Panther Party. And when they got up to tell about the Black Panther Party, they said that the Black Panther Party used to be a gang. And the oldest said, wait a minute, teacher, that's wrong. The Black Panther Party was never a gang. And two of his buddies who also knew, they agreed with him. And then a vigorous discussion ensued. And the teacher, who also happened to be white, told him and them to shut up. Those three boys stood up and threw up the fist and said, join me, all power to the people. And I said, right on, give them a hand. They were able to do that because they knew. And it's our job to educate our children and those around us. That's why we come to events like this. Now, this last story I'm going to tell you is a very special story for me. And it's a story that all of us, it will be special to either now, in the past, or sometime in the future. This is a folk tale from Liberia, and it's called The Cowtail Switch. Once in Liberia, there was a mighty hunter named Ogalusa. He was a great hunter, and he had 6 strong sons who he had raised and taught him tracking and the skills of a hunter. His wife was pregnant with what he hoped would be a 7th son. Ogalusa had to leave for a hunt, and he went off, and he was gone for some days. Those days became weeks. Those weeks became months. Meanwhile, the 6 brothers, they took care of their mom until Puli, a 7th son, was born. Puli developed quickly. When Puli could speak, he said, "Where is my father?" And the 6 brothers said, "Yes, what happened to father? We have to go, we have to search, we must find out." They had been trained by their father, and even though it had been a long time, they set out, finding his trail. One brother would lose the trail, another would pick it up. and so on until they finally came to a clearing where Ogalusa's bones were scattered along with his weapons. He had been killed by some creature. But each of these brothers had a power. One was able to bring the bones together. One was able to restore the flesh. Another to restore the organs. Another to restore the circulation of blood. Another to restore movement. And then the power of speech. Ogalusa sat up and he looked at his sons and said, "Where are my weapons?" They gathered their father's rusted weapons and took them back to the village. When the people in the village heard that Ogalusa and realized that Ogalusa had returned from the land of the dead, they were amazed. This was a rare event. There was a special ceremony. Ogalusa would stay in his hut for 8 days in preparation. While in that hut, he would make a cowtail switch. It would be the most beautiful cowtail switch that anyone in that village had ever seen. When he came out on the 8th day and people in the village saw the cowtail switch, they said, "Ogalusa, oh my God, that is beautiful. What are you going to do with it?" And he said, "I will give this to the son most responsible for returning me from the land of the dead." The 6 brothers started arguing amongst themselves. "I found the trail first. I restored this. I restored that. You lost your trail. I picked it up." People in the village sided with this brother, that brother. Ogalusa said nothing. Finally, he stood up on the dais and he held up the cowtail switch and everyone grew silent. He said, "I will give this to my son, Puli." And they said, "Puli, the baby, what did he do? He didn't." And then they realized Puli had remembered. And it said from that day to this, that as long as we remember our loved ones, as long as we tell their story, no one is ever truly dead. Oh yeah!
Yeah, Rootwork, yeah, Spencer.
All power to the people.
Makeba, I'm lovely to meet you. Are you having a good time? Great. I'm having fun. Good. Which pieces are yours? Oh, you did that? Oh, I love that.
I'm going to be free because nobody wants to talk to Michael McCarty. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, let's give him another hand. Okay. I am Tracy Matthews. I'm the Executive Director of the Center for the Study of Race, Politics, and Culture at the University of Chicago. And we are so honored to be a partner in this exhibition and these programs that are going to happen over the next 2 months. I want to thank Roslyn McVeary for inviting us to the Media Collective. I want to thank the Arts Bank and the Rebuild Foundation for hosting us and for helping make this possible. I want to thank our faculty and staff at the Center for the Study of Race, Politics, and Culture. And I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank all the Panthers for being here. Panthers, raise your fist. Panthers, raise your fist. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay.
We honor you. We love you. Thank you for all you've done for our community and continue to do. We're going to take a... So, hope everybody knows that all the art is for sale, right? And the benefits go to Panther political prisoners and Panthers in need, right? So be generous, give you some beautiful art, and we're going to take a quick break right here, and then we're going to hear from the curator of the exhibition, Tracy Hall, and our special guest, Emery Douglas. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes.
You did great. Be back.
Well,
what we have happening in Chicago, and I can brag on Chicago because I'm not a Chicagoan, but what is happening here in Chicago amongst black and brown and all artists who are committed to social justice, that they are working on a level that is so high, it's unbelievable. What we have in Chicago, to me, is unparalleled, and I have seen that in few cities and civilizations, and those, many of them we talk about. So before we talk to someone who at 22 became the Minister of Culture for the Black Panther Party and whose ideas and thoughts helped me to frame this exhibition, I want to talk about another reason why we're here. We would not be here if artists who I texted and called in the middle of the night, if they didn't say, yes, I will not only give you a piece for the exhibition, I will make a new piece. These are artists who are generous, artists who are my friends, artists who I'm humbled to just be in the room with sometimes, is shy about it, but I was able to call on them. And did they deliver? Yeah. So if you're an artist and you contributed to the iconic Black Panther Chicago exhibition tonight, I need you to just come closer to the stage. Just come closer. You know, artists work and artists toil, and so many times is unpaid. When you're passing this work, you are looking at 24 hours, 36 hours, 108 hours of labor, of hard work, of making something that was never ever before into something that we can see manifest. And I'm looking at Candace Hunter, and I'm looking at Sandra Bridges, and I'm looking at Kathleen Campbell, and I'm looking at David Anthony Geary, and I'm looking at Makeba Kadim DeBose, and I'm just looking at Otis Richardson and reparations. I'm looking, and I just can't even talk about it because I'm so excited. So I just want to say right now, I just want to stop. I want to thank Norman Teague, who in the middle of his day came and hung the rest of some of these pieces. Arthur Wright, I mean, everywhere I look, there are artists who contributed to the show. Amanda Williams with an amazing conversation. Two black women in Chicago, Sandra Bland and Michelle Obama, in a conversation that they never had together, but that tells us that there are often two realities for people in cities. And so I'm just so happy. I'm overjoyed to be here, and I'm also looking at my 22-year-old gallery assistant, Kayla Johnson, who, yes, because we can't do anything without someone younger, not only learning from us, but learning from them. And so in a lot of ways, when I was uncertain about the exhibition, we just stopped and talked. I also want to thank the Astor Gates, who gave us the entire space. And so that's really something, his generosity is important to us. And obviously, we want to thank Rebuild and Sepia. We couldn't do this without Sepia. So I just wanted to ask Emery if he will say something about what he's feeling today, say something about the state of art. I was so shy in meeting Emery because he is somebody whose work I have respected my entire, I think, art-knowing life. His humility and his generosity is something that I'm just learning from. So I just want to ask Emery if he'll say a few words. Emery Douglas, Minister of Culture, Black Panther Party.
Thank you. I'll start off by saying all power to the people. First of all, I want to acknowledge all the amazing artists who contributed to the exhibition and those who may have wanted to but could not. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to say this is art that's art that is reflecting of the spirit of consciousness and awareness that came about from the 1960s and today. I look at from myself as I take a South African proverb, I am we because you are, I am. And that's the way I see it in the art itself. Of course, I was a young man who was invited to contribute to the Black Panther Party at a very young age. It was on-the-job training. We didn't have 50 years of experience, but we went and did it. So I'm saying that to young people and young artists who may be frustrated at times. Continue to work through those frustrations. Begin to be informed and be enlightened on a basic level in the context of whatever it is that you may consider to be talk about in relationship to social justice artwork. That's very important. Don't do it because it's fun to do, but have fun doing it. Okay. All power to the people.
And so we we are going to just stop right here. We want to thank you all so much. Someone told me that there was a line outside, and someone else said it's been a long time since I've seen a line of people waiting to get in to see art. And you standing in line or just being here is such a humbling experience. And we're going to just carry it forward. We have programming that is happening all weekend long. So tomorrow from 11 to 1, the Panthers will be signing some of the iconic posters. And I don't know if James Nelson is in the house. James? Yes, James, if you can just stand right here very quickly. James is the designer. He's not the designer, but he's the artist. His work, Oracle, is featured. If we can give him a hand. I see Spencer Hutchinson. I see so many. And I also see so many arts administrators and curators in this room. Just people taking their time. Tomorrow from 11 to 1, we will have Panther signing. Emery will be here. We will have some breakfast. And then on Sunday, my partner in good things, the other Tracy Matthews. Raise your hand, Tracy. Yay! Tracy and I have the great honor of talking to Panther women because, as you know, we really wanted to focus, and especially in talking with Emery, about the role of Panther women in leadership in the party, which is something that we see is worthy of a dissertation in 69 books. But we will begin some of that conversation with our own Joan Gray, Erica Huggins from Oakland, and other women in the movement. So we are excited to have you here from 2 to 4, also on Sunday. We have a food drive going on over the weekend. The Panthers are organizing a food drive on the west side. There's a few flyers. If you can't get to the west side, bring some food here. If we're looking at homelessness in Chicago, we see a crisis in black and brown homelessness especially, and we see a crisis in mental health in the city. And so hunger is real. So if you can bring in food, we would love that. And again, we're going to have films. We're going to have conversations. We're going to focus on public policy over the next few months until January 6th. I'll stop there just by saying thank you so much. And I'm hoping that everyone who is here, that you will leave here really understanding that you are an organizer and that an issue that you're concerned about, if you can get together with a friend, you can organize your block. If you can get together with 3 or 4 people, your friend, your crew, you can kind of organize in your neighborhood. If 10 people get together, you can organize a few neighborhoods. If 100 people get together and they're serious about it, you can organize an entire city. So this is our time, and this is the way we pay it back. We pay the Panther legacy forward. Thank you, and all power to the people.
Elevator on the right side.
Power to the people. Black Power. UAP Newton. Eldridge Cleaver. Eldridge Cleaver. Power to the people. UAP Newton. Angela Davis. Don't forget Angela Davis. Eldridge Cleaver. Yeah, oh, just take body pictures? Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it's all graded. Yeah. It's all graded.
Yeah. please, brothers and sisters, don't forget about the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, and Minister Farrakhan.